Well, hello there, and welcome to Hadley's Kitchen. Today we are going back to basics as part of my mini-series on the basics of cooking and a few of our favorite dishes. So today we're going to be making quiche, and by we, I mean me. However, it's also incredibly warm here. I'm in Eugene, Oregon, and today it's going to be about 90 degrees, if not a little bit warmer, which is actually cooler than it has been. The other day I think we got to 95 or 96. While I realize in some parts of the country that's pretty temperate, like in Arizona, but here that's warm. So I'm going to try a little experiment today with you guys, and hopefully it'll go well, but I make no promises. We are actually going to try and make this quiche on the barbecue. Let's see what happens, shall we? So, what I have here is actually a pre-made, store-bought pie crust dough. You can make your own, and if you do, I strongly recommend that you use a food processor to combine the butter and the flour rather than your hands. It tends to just make a more uniform dough. But today, it's hot and it's Sunday, and I'm going for some ease of use here. So I'm just going to firmly press this pie dough into my baking dish, which is the 9-inch round. Just be really gentle with it. You don't want to accidentally tear it. Okay. Gently push in on the, I guess where the side meets the bottom. This way you don't get any big air bubbles. It'll also just create a more even texture. Okay, once that's done, you're going to take a fork and you're going to prick the bottom, not too heavy, just make some nice dots. Kind of like, well, you can't really see that, can you? Yeah, you can. Just like that. Okay. This will make it also so that when we pre-bake our crust, it doesn't create large air bubbles and rise in the middle, because if it does that, then you won't have a flat bottom on your quiche or anything you bake. And this is that one time in life where you actually want a flat bottom versus a nice round bottom. Okay, going around, plenty of holes. Okay, kind of see that, ta-da! So I'm going to preheat my grill, and you're going to love this setup, to about 425, 450 degrees, which on a grill should take no time at all. And make sure you have some of these nice big oven mitts, because I mean, who knows how this is going to turn out. So let's go have some fun, shall we? The saga continues. Here I am at my grill. I had these one brick that split in half, and I'm actually going to use this to set the pie crust on top. I'm going to let them close this now. Everything's on high. And until that hits about 425 degrees. Careful. Hopefully the glass does not crack, because I don't have time for that. Okay. I am going to monitor this. I'll check it again in 5 minutes to make sure we haven't gone too hot and it hasn't exploded. Farmland classic cut bacon, no hormones, no MSG or colors. You can really use as much as you'd like, as much as your heart really wants. I'm going to use probably about this much for my quiche. We like bacon in this household, and like Tabitha Brown, you know, honey, you do you, is your quiche, ain't nobody else's. So, alright. I'm just going to chop this up and kind of get it separated out. I'm also going to cook it on the flat top grill outside. So here I have my ½ pound of bacon and a super thinly sliced yellow onion with just a little bit of salt and pepper. And I'm going to cook this down so the bacon gets nice and crispy and the onions are nice and golden. So our pastry shell is nice and done. It is has risen a little bit in the middle and on the sides, but that's okay. Go ahead and just fill it like normal. And I am going to actually put a line of foil around the edges, and maybe even baste them with a little bit of butter to keep them from burning. So my crust is done baking. and I've gone ahead and grilled up my bacon and my onions. So now in a bowl, I'm gonna add together 3, maybe 4 eggs, depending. We'll see how big these are. Yeah, I can see already I'm gonna need 4. So these are 4 large eggs. Watch for shells. Did I already get a shell? No, I'm good. Okay. It's actually better to tap the egg on a flat surface than it is to tap it on the edge of the bowl. And as I say that, of course, I get an eggshell piece in the egg. But you know, I'm not a professional, so that's fine. But I grabbed it. Anyway, I've got 4 eggs in here. My towel. And I'm just mix these with a fork. I'm gonna whisk them up. I also have spinach going in my microwave to thaw. I'm gonna add about a cup of milk, roughly, maybe 3/4 cup. Yeah, 3/4 cup. Whisk again. Now I'm also gonna add a pinch of salt. I don't really want to add too much because that bacon is already salty, as well as will be the cheese we add in here today. And I have a blend of cheeses that I'm using, of course. A couple good grinds of fresh cracked black pepper. Spinach is ready. So I have two blends of cheese. I have a colby-jack. Kind of hard to see, it's probably reversed in this camera. And I have a Parmesan, Romano, and Asiago cheese blend. My spinach is from a frozen bag that apparently you can steam in it. I don't know how that works. I'm putting this in a colander because I've never ever used frozen spinach in my life, but it's what I had in the freezer today. I'm gonna take a spoon and I just want to press the juices out, essentially, because you don't want this to be too wet. You know, I can already tell this isn't working very well, so what I'm going to improvise and grab a nice paper towel, fold it in half, grab it. Ooh, it's a little hot too, watch out. Grab it in paper towel, grab a little bit more. I'll show y'all what I'm doing here. I essentially made a spinach pocket with my paper towel. And if it's too hot, use a spoon like I'm going to have to right now and just push on it. Squeeze out as much of that liquid as you can. Because if you don't, that's the liquid that's going to be in your quiche. And we don't necessarily want that, as it's going to just sop up and make it too liquidy. Yeah. This might not have spinach in it today. We'll see. Okay, so I have been pushing on this spinach for a couple minutes now. And all of this is pure spinach liquid. And it probably needs another push, but this is what I've got. I'm gonna use, half of this. So it's pretty dense spinach. I'm gonna put it on my cutting board first. About half. Yeah. I have a palm full of cooked spinach. I'm gonna take my knife. It says chopped, but I don't think it's chopped enough. So I'm gonna go ahead. I think you can see this, maybe? Yes. I'm just gonna run my knife through it one more time. Watch those fingers. Okay. This now will go into my egg mixture. Great, rinse my hands out. I don't want spinach in my cheeses. Now for the Parmesan Romano Asiago cheese blend, I'm gonna use about a 1/4 cup because these cheeses are fairly powerful. Pinch more. I like it powerful. Nice and strong. Monterey Jack. You can get it open. Work with me. Of the colby-jack here, I'm going to add about, let's see, a cup? Yeah. A cup's worth of cheese. I'm going to take my fork and gently kind of fold this in. Now, doesn't that look nice? Actually, it looks disgusting. But we can say it looks nice, right? Okay. Out to the grill. So now we're outside. I'm gonna go ahead and get my grill started. And once that's come up to temperature, then I'm gonna mix everything into here. You wanna get this preheated first so that way your liquid isn't spending all this time in the crust and just making it soggy. So first I'm gonna go ahead and pour in my egg mixture. This is gonna be a very hearty quiche. Okay. My rubber spatula here. And mix that in. Beautiful. And now that lovely onion and bacon mixture is gonna go on top, and I'm just gonna kind of push that in with my fingers. Mix that around. We're very rustic here on Hadley's Kitchen. We don't stand on ceremony. We also don't stand sometimes on calories. This is not a light dish. But it can easily be done so. You can easily leave out all the bacon. Just use the onions grilled in some nice olive oil. Some salt and pepper. Maybe throw in a little bit of, maybe some thyme. That would be good. So now I'm gonna top this with just a little bit more cheese. Not too much though, because I don't want it to burn. And I'm also gonna put a little bit of foil around the edge here, and then we'll be ready to go. I'm gonna try and keep the barbecue at 350 to 375 degrees. As it's preheating right now, I have all the knobs on high. And then I'm actually gonna turn the middle knobs down to low. I'm gonna use the sides as more of like a convection type heating model. So we'll see how that turns out. All right, so my quiche is now done. It is a bit greasy because of all that bacon, so you might want to take some paper towels and do a nice blot. I, of course, just stuck a spoon in here like an animal, and I can see the egg is cooked, more or less. Yeah, we're good. And there's also going to be some continuation cooking, too. So I'm going to remove this from the heat and let it cool. I'm going to set it in the fridge for at least 4 to 6 hours because I really like a cold quiche. And then we'll do a sampling. Okay, so here's the quiche. I already cheated and got a little bite because I was nervous. It's absolutely wonderful. It's cold. You can taste that nice smoky bacon. You get a sweetness from the onions. And just that creaminess of the egg and cheese together pairs really well. One mistake I made is I didn't grease the pie dish. Good Lord. Grease your pie dish before you put in your crust. Because mine stuck to the bottom. So, but other than that, I mean, it's fine. You can see here, where's Mary Berry? Because there's no soggy bottom here. It holds up just fine. So, overall, the grill cook was a success. Thanks for watching Hadley's Kitchen, and have a great day.